When I first got started doing emotional clearing work, one of the big reasons was because I needed it, because I had gotten to a point where I had achieved certain goals. There were some really big things that I wanted, and I had got them, surprisingly. I was no longer working the 9 to 5 insurance job that just did not fit me at all. I was traveling full time with my family, which was what I really wanted. That was the big thing that I wanted. And I somehow found myself still unhappy. And that was whenever I found emotional clearing work. But it wasn't just that I found myself still unhappy. I was stressed out. I felt this like low level of anxiety all the time. And I found myself saying these words. I wasn't saying them. They weren't coming out of my mouth. They were coming up in my head like every day, like a couple of times a day. And it was, I hate myself. And I was like, whoa, where did this come from? This is kind of big and scary thoughts. And they would pop up in there at random times. I'd be going about my day doing things, and it would just be like, I hate myself. And it was such an ugly thing to think, right? It was like not something that I wanted to be there. And it went on for a while. And that was one of the first things that I really dealt with. I didn't specifically target the I hate myself language, but I knew that I had to do something because I knew that this is not okay. This shouldn't be here. Why am I thinking this? And our head knows things, right? We can intellectually know things. Doing it is a different thing, and being it and feeling it is a totally different thing. And you can't force it, right? You can't make it happen. Like, as much as we want to just make things happen. I know that you should be your best friend. I've been teaching teens for a number of years, and that's one of the biggest things that I like to teach them, right? Is you've got to be your own best friend. Like, if you aren't being your best friend, who's going to? If you are not loving yourself, like, there should be people there that are loving you too, right? You should have your family and stuff, but nobody else is going to be with you 24/7 the way that you will every single day of your whole entire life. So if you are there saying, I hate myself, then you don't have anybody on your side, right? Because you can't, we have people we can count on, but you can't just count on everybody else. Like, you have to be there for yourself, right? You can't put that responsibility on them. I guess that's the thing. It's not that you don't have people there that you can count on, because we all want to have people we can count on. We should have people we can count on, right? It's a beautiful thing to have people that we can count on, but you can't put that responsibility on them to always be there for you. That means you have to be there for you. And I had found myself very much not being there for me. And that was one of the first things that I dealt with whenever I got into the emotional healing work. I started on myself. I needed it. I knew something was off. Like, I have what I wanted. Why am I not happy? Like, why am I having these horrible thoughts? What is going on here? And I started to find the things and release things. And one of the biggest things that I was dealing with at that point in time was worthiness issues. And I thought, oh, okay, like, I've released this worthiness, and now I'm good. Now I'm good to go. But I found that wasn't actually the case, that worthiness started coming up for me regularly, like on a daily basis for a while. Worthlessness, unworthy. And I had to release that for months before it stopped showing up. But what I can tell you now, it's been many years, of course, is that I still do energy healing work on myself on a regular basis. Like I still go in because life continues to happen, right? So you can do this kind of work, but it's kind of like eating food. Like you have to keep eating every day. You can't take one shower and then not stink for the rest of your life, right? You do this work, and it is something that it changes your life. It absolutely changes your life. But also, things keep happening. Also, there will be new reasons to keep doing it as you go forward. There will be things that come up that you need to clear out. There will also be deep things that come to the surface, and those need to go too. And since I did a lot of work on myself around these worthiness issues, I have found that it almost never comes up now. Over the last few years, maybe a couple of times, where in the beginning, it was like every time I went in to do a session on myself, I was coming up with worthiness stuff. And the words, I hate myself, they never pop into my head unless I'm telling the story of how I used to feel, unless I am bringing it up to talk to someone about it. And it's not something I talk about very often. It's not something I like to share. I didn't share it with a whole lot of people in my life. I share it occasionally in my sessions. I am surprised that I'm sharing it right here, but here I am. But it was like definitely something that I could tell. It showed me that there is something going on, and that there is something for me to work on, and it does not show up in my life anymore. Because seriously, you've got to be your own best friend, because you are with you all the time. And if you can't be your support system, you can't put that responsibility on everybody else to do it for you. You've got to take that responsibility on for yourself, and then you will actually be surprised, because probably you will have a bigger support system around you, because the world just mirrors back to you what's going on inside. So whatever you've got going on in here is being shown back to you from everybody else. So when you are hating on yourself, you might find that you have less support from the outside too. So that is it for today. Today is day 5 of my 30-day YouTube challenge. Thank you for being here. My name is Leslie Christine. I'm an emotional healer and metapsychology coach. And if you have any questions for me, please feel free to reach out in the comments below. I'm going to be here for the next 30 days and just getting this going again, getting in the habit of recording. So thanks so much for coming along for the journey. I would love to know who you are if you are here. Bye.